It was on an early Thursday morning when we left Buffalo heading south to the land of sunshine, Florida. At first, the snow was all around us, and as we drove on toward the open highway, we found the snow was deeper. The whole countryside was covered with snow, and the mountains were a picture of beauty. After an all-day drive, the snow disappeared and the country looked green. We found we were nearing Washington, D.C., the seat of our national government since 1800. At our left was the Pentagon building, the nerve center of the Defense Department. In order to save time, we hired a guide to take us around. The first stop was the Marine War Memorial of Iwo Jima, the largest sculpture ever cast in bronze. It depicts the raising of the Stars and Stripes on Mount Suribachi in February 1945. The White House was first occupied by President Adams in 1800. Visitors are permitted to enter at certain hours under certain conditions established by the President in residence. The White House has changed considerably since the days of Adams and Jefferson. There was extensive remodeling done after it was burnt by the British in 1814. Washington Monument, the white marble shaft rises 555 feet, the tallest masonry structure in the world. Its simplicity of design is in keeping with the modesty of the great patriot it commemorates. Inside the Smithsonian Institute, one finds an art gallery of priceless exhibits. The National Art Gallery was opened to the public in 1945. It holds a priceless treasure of over 20,000 works of art. Here, out of a marshy wilderness, has sprung one of the most beautiful capitals in the world. The U.S. Capitol building. President Washington laid the cornerstone in 1795, and now its huge dome is a beautiful spectacle seen from many parts of the city. Many other government buildings may be seen on Constitution Avenue. The Lincoln Memorial was completed in 1922. This immense sculptured figure of Abraham Lincoln is situated in the center hall. The statue is floodlighted, and it is a masterpiece which will perpetuate the memory of Abraham Lincoln for centuries. A day later, we found ourselves nearing the state line of Florida, where for the convenience of visitors, the state provides information stations to welcome visitors. We stopped to visit the Fountain of Youth Park in St. Augustine, where the actual history of Ponce de Leon's first landing on the mainland of our country is preserved in a beautiful surrounding. Guided tours are conducted by courteous persons, well learned in the historical background of St. Augustine. This is a memorial monument of a man who pioneered the bringing of civilization to the shores of North America. Welcome to the very site where nearly 400 years ago the religious act of the Mass began on these shores. The present chapel was built in 1915. Countless hurricanes destroyed the first chapel built on this sacred spot 3 centuries ago. On the road again, and late that day we stopped at one of the many restaurants. Then we looked for a motel, and this one suited our comfort. The swimming pool and the surroundings were beautiful. Here, one meets people from all parts of the United States. A night scene of the world's most modern motels, located along Florida's major highways. The next day, we drove through Orlando, and after a shopping tour in the downtown stores, we stopped at a nearby park to walk around and admire the surroundings. This is a public park, a block from the heart of the downtown shopping district, where many people sit and relax in the bright sun. From here on, orange groves everywhere, and this is Florida's gold. For a small fee, you can pick a limited amount of ripe oranges to take or send home. This is an avenue of palm trees leading down to Miami Beach. In little more than half a century, this part of Florida has grown from a mere Everglades to one of the most charming and thriving places in the world. On all sides, new hotels, homes, and commercial structures greet the eye in all sections. We registered in a lovely motel and went out to enjoy the beautiful surroundings. The sandy beach in January looked pure white and the sun was very warm. We learned that a sightseeing boat supplied the tourists with interesting cruises through the inland waterways and around the famous island of Miami Beach, and decided to go on one. Our guide was well informed in the historical background of Miami Beach. This exclusive section in the background is referred to as Millionaire's Row, the estates of some of America's most prominent citizens. The list of owners is found in the social register of Who's Who. Their beautiful homes, half hidden by fragrant flowering shrubberies, dots the waterfront. Here is a community of wealth. Here is gathered more wealth in the winter months than any place on the globe. The street and shops of Miami Beach glitter with riches. Its 5 miles of oceanfront hotels has no counterpart nor comparison in the world. Here gather the tycoons from everywhere. Here is a land of escape from the inclement weather of other parts. And because of this, it is only natural that it was the logical place to construct all the facilities, both for the comfort and pleasure of its visitors. Our stay in Miami Beach was very pleasant. During the year, it is estimated that more than 4 million people visit here. Some staying a few hours, some a few days, some a week or two, and some staying through the season, and others decide to make their homes here. Miami Beach today is considered one of the most leading summer resorts of the nation, drawing visitors from more than 2/3 of the United States and Latin countries. Miami Beach today represents a miraculous picture of beauty, difficult to describe by mere words. And this is the story of a peninsula, which once was a partially submerged swamp, now magically transformed and man-made into America's year-round playground. We said goodbye to Miami and went to visit Cypress Gardens, America's tropical wonderland. We arrived just in time to watch the famous Aquamaids, who have been featured in many movies, performing in the water ski show. Four shows daily the year round are performed by the Aquamaids, ski champions, and experts to please thousands of visitors. Such scenes as these can be photographed from a special camera pier with nationally known cameramen and photographers to assist all visitors. The show is over. Visitors now are walking in all directions. Some leave to go elsewhere, and others decide to walk through the winding paths of the garden. This is beautiful Cypress Garden, with its beautiful landscape grounds, known the world over as America's tropical wonderland. Quiet electric boat tours take the visitors through the winding waterways and through flower bank canals for one of the loveliest boat trips in the world. Here, you will find thousands of the most beautiful flowering shrubs from all parts of the globe. Many different varieties in bloom may be seen no matter what the season. Rare and exotic plants form a paradise of beauty and a mecca for millions of visitors each year. We really loved Florida. It is a fine place to spend a vacation, so clean and healthful, and there's so much to see. But after 3 weeks, we decided to return home. We were northbound, and as the hours and the days went by, we again saw familiar sights, snow along the countryside. In spite of the snow that greeted us, we were glad to return. And as the old saying goes, there's no place like home.